Namaste, Miji.
Yeah, namaste.
I've been struggling some time with the extreme internal roller coaster. I guess maybe a lot of people can relate. But I feel that I recognize the truth, and I've had many of these realizations. The truth being that I'm not this physical body, and I'm not thoughts that run through my head. I'm not my psychological self. And I can stay with that awareness for a short time, maybe. And it feels amazing, because it feels like what I'm supposed to be like naturally. I can relate to myself, and I can relate to others, and I can live a beautiful life. But it seems inevitably I crash at some point, and I've become overwhelmed with negativity. And despite my knowing in my heart what the truth is, I cover it with layers of this negativity, and when I'm in these states of downness, I can't connect with myself, and I can't connect with others, and it feels like I'm keeping myself there.
Yes.
But it doesn't make sense to me, because I know how beautiful it can be, and then
What actually happened is that when you say that in fact, it is evident in what you speak, because you say, though you know that you are not these things, you know that you are not the sensations arising in you, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not merely this body. And when you are clear in that knowledge, you feel very happy. You're functioning, you're interrelating with others, and so on, goes smoothly. But that does not mount to realization. It means that you have an understanding, and even at an intellectual level, it will produce some fruits even, because there's a knowing, but that knowing and being must become one. It mustn't be that someone knows this, like I have this knowledge, and when I go there, then everything is fine, but when I come out, then it's not fine. That is not the voice of truth. That is, you must look further and more deeply into what seems to go in and go out. And you will come to know that when you recognize that the sense of going in and the sense of coming out are perceived. Then you must stay with this. You must really check this through and through, and confirm it, not just once or twice, keep confirming, looking. Because if it is true right now, it is going to be true today and tomorrow and next week and next month. It will not shift. You see? So that the sense of going in, when you say, well, when I'm conscious of myself as awareness itself, and I see that I cannot be my thoughts and so on, when I'm in that concentrated state, yeah, I feel something feels very grounded, and my actions, interactions, reactions, they seem to echo the fact that I know that I am not those things. But at a certain state, when the mind comes very, very strongly, and something is believed, you say you crashed, you see? Then even the one who sees perceive what you mean by crash, and knows that it's not crash. Something crashed. The idea you have of who you are crashed. But the idea you have of who you are is not who you are. And this you must notice profoundly. The sense of crashing is only built upon an idea we have of how we are or how things should be. But because it is not fully the truth, it's bound to come into trouble. And that's the point you say, then I crash, you see? So that crash is also watched. But when you are identified with your person, that crash will feel real. You think, oh no, I've gone down to the bottom again, and now and then the mind, the psychological mind, sees the chance to put a bit more chili on the situation, put a bit more downer on it, and then, oh no, and it almost feels as though you are cooperating with a sense of downfall. This is all the mind's work, by the way. As soon as you grasp from a deeper place of consciousness that you are witnessing all of that, and that you need not identify even with this, however strong it might feel, then it becomes ephemeral, it becomes passing, and no panic will be fixed in you. It might feel like a little bit of discomfort, but even that you know it's only phenomenal, it's nothing at all. And with increasing looking, because if you are discovering more authentically their true nature, you are going to be falling in love with that. It is a very natural falling in loveness, because its fruits are so beautiful. You see, it's not a place you visit and come back from. It is more like you're peeling off the layers that seems to inhibit the seeing of that natural seeing.
I love that, and I love that process, and I feel like I do love that me, that being. But so I don't understand why I become. It feels very self-destructive.
But even in your saying that you love that being, rather than you are that being, even in your saying I love that being, carries the perfume of that duality. And you know, it is natural, because you may still be just what you may say in the process or in the evolutionary process of growing more fully into that, meaning that you don't naturally let go of your persona and its history and the idea you have of yourself, because we have a love-hate relationship with that sense of being. Sometimes you want to let go of all of it, and as it feels like it's going something, hang on a second, you start to salvage things back, because you have a sense that there are some good things about my person and you want to keep it. So that is different from someone who has really contemplated it and have really researched and inquired into it. And the fact that they are discovering everything that they're discovering is so beautiful, it overrides the sense of the person you're trying to save. It's just the person becomes more ephemeral, more like a dream sense. It loses its tangibility, it loses its hold, and begin to just float away like a cloud. It happens simultaneously. As you're discovering more your true sense of being, the person is becoming thinner and thinner. Like I use the expression sometimes, when it's dark, the moon is out, the moon is beautiful, everybody takes pictures of it even. Write poetry to the moon. But when the sun comes out, sometimes you can still see the moon when the sun is out. But it is so unattractive, nobody pay attention to the moon when the sun is here. So the moon in this example would mean the person. In the rising sun of your own self-realization, the person becomes almost insignificant and gradually is thinning away under the power of your own awakening. And that is something that you will not miss. You still have some fascination for your earthly person, You see, it is perfectly understandable. The vast majority of humankind is deeply attached to personhood. You see, you may say that we are all in a state of satsang. We're all growing either by sweet choice or by force. Sometimes we are compelled to give up and to go beyond your ego. You see? But there are others who have tasted enough to have the confidence in surrendering the everythingness of themselves to find that truth. If you are going to search for truth, if you want only 60% of truth, it will be very, very difficult. But if you want all of truth, it will be very easy. Something still clings to our self-image, the idea we have of ourselves. And that is always changing, by the way. At various times in our lives, you can check in and you can see, when I was this age, I had a very strong sense of myself being this. This is what I wanted from life. This is where I'm going. And if anyone interviewed me at that stage, I would tell them, like I'm a rebel. I'm here for this cause. But a few years later, that falls away, and now you want to be something else. And later, that changes again, and constantly something is changing. In the phenomenal world, the world that you see on this side of your eyes, and also including your emotions, your thoughts and feelings, that is always a fluid world, it's always changing. And still we seem not to have fully grasped it, because we seem to put so much energy to try and stabilize what is by nature dynamic and always moving. Consider for a moment, no? How much energy is put to acquire what is perishable. Consider for a moment how much energy, how much dedication, how much dream, how much aspiration to acquire what is impermanent, what you cannot keep forever, momentary. And even the one who wants it also is momentary. So many things, when you're face to face with them in the actual time, they have a certain strength of appeal, they feel tangible and real, but another short time they've passed and you cannot bring them back, it's gone. Your feelings about them also change. It may take a week, 2 weeks, 10 years, a lifetime, but it is subject to change also. That doesn't make it wrong. But it is an awakening when you see that we put so much of our life invested in what you cannot keep, all passing. Compared with one who is researching themselves and find that theirs is not merely a material wealth, their wealth is self-discovery. They have found peace. They have found a wisdom and an emerging wisdom, a deep and unfading joy and happiness. They have found their universality. They're open and unafraid. They have found their timeless existence. With less effort than the man who is searching for the ephemeral, with less effort, a human being wins themselves back from a field of delusion also. The one who is awake does not reject the world, does not reject the senses. It doesn't curse the world, so the world is a wicked place. No, in fact, the love that is released in them flows towards all of existence, in fact. considering such a thing, I would say an intelligent being would choose to look more deeply into their true nature. We're here for this. And the results are immediate, in fact. You're not being told, practice this for 6 months or for 3 years, and then we will, we'll give you a certificate or something. As you begin to look from this very moment, already a change in orientation is taking place. And you will begin to see for yourself, with the light of your own seeing and the power and authority of your own understanding, you will come to know. When you're ready for that, I'm ready for you. When you're ready for that. If you want to speak about it, we can speak a little bit about it. But when your heart really opens for that, it's as though some universal power come for you. Because it knows that longing in you. And nobody can fool it. It knows that urge, just like a mother knows her own child's crying. So when the one who is searching for truth genuinely cries, the universal mother will come for you. And she will not ask you to wait.
I'm afraid every time I reach the depths of this roller coaster, I can stay there for months, and it's horrible, and I don't know how to get myself out of it. And I wonder if you have any...
It is good in a way too. It is good in a way. You reach there partly by your choice, and also you're kept there by forces you cannot control. You get there partly by your choice. You somehow allow that something to go there. Not fully, but then once you're there, it's very difficult just to come out. Now you say, I want to know how I can come out of that space. But actually experiencing that depth of misery and pain and sorrow provides and ignites in you the aspiration to be free. Because when you are in the surface consciousness, you're enjoying your sense of self, you're quite happy. It's almost as though you have happiness at will and you enjoy, but you have not gone deeply, you see? And that's why you have this fluctuation. When you are truly committed to your own freedom, this fluctuation will maybe get very strong for a bit, but then it will drop away. You see? You don't need techniques to be free. Your genuine urge for freedom brings to you the correct pointers and guidance you will need. More how to do something is not so helpful. Maybe it might seem to help you a little bit, but then you can't sustain it. Yours must be a genuine discovery that in the end becomes effortless. If it is something that you have to maintain by practice or by effort, then I will have imparted to you a burden that you cannot fulfill. You must discover for yourself the truth, that the truth lives, it is alive, and it is independent of your psychological self. It's like reacquiring the taste for your true self. You don't need tips.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.